Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x2 for $219 a month.
There's a silent majority out there. We're tired of being pushed around, kicked around, and acting and being led by stupid people. They're stupid people. You know, have many millions between Facebook and Twitter. It's great. It's like owning a newspaper without the losses. It's incredible. Incredible. I'm giving up millions of dollars. I had Macy's terminate a deal because, oh, Don, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said, it's illegal. I will build a military that's so strong that we'll never have to use it because they're going to say, we're not messing with that guy. This guy, Lindsey Graham, so he calls me a jackass this morning. And I said to myself, you know, it's amazing. He doesn't seem like a very bright guy. What a stiff. What a stiff. Lindsey Graham.
Yesterday, it was John McCain. Tonight, he ripped into another colleague. Trump told a crowd that 4 years ago, Senator Lindsey Graham begged him for a reference to become a television talking head. Take a look.
So I say, okay, and I'll mention your name. He said, could you mention my name? I said, yes, I'll mention. And he gave me his number, and I found the card. I wrote the number down. I don't know if it's the right number. Let's try it. I don't know, maybe it's, you know, it's 3-4 years ago, so maybe it's an old number.
He shouldn't be commander-in-chief. He's a jackass.
Back with Ariva, Mike, and Lisa, Sam. And Sam, you have a tweet from Lindsey Graham.
I do. The tweet reads, probably getting a new phone, iPhone, or Android. And that's the thing, Dr. Drew. Part of me loves the Trump show. It's like, where's the popcorn? Let's enjoy the show. But he's running for president here. And he makes inflammatory statements, gross generalizations. He's insulting people, calling them names. He's a bully, giving out personal cell phone numbers. That's not the example we want in this country, even if there is truth to a statement.
Ariva?
I sat here last week, remember, Dr. Drew, and I said, anyone that's joining Trump and throwing Latinos under the bus, be ready, because you're probably next. And war veterans, war heroes, John McCain, now, you know, other presidential candidates are all going by the way of those immigrants that so many people were like, yay, Trump for talking about immigrants. This guy has no filter. He'll talk about anyone.
That's exactly, I think that's exactly why he has popularity. We live in a society that glorifies the soundbite. The headline, you know, when you're so inundated, when media itself has become so ubiquitous, the guy who can shine through is the one who doesn't pay any attention to a PR manager, to any type of legal strategist. I mean, it really does appear either he's the greatest actor in the world or he is just winging it, taking a town hall, going out there and just saying whatever is on his mind. And in a world where everything is so calculated, especially in the world of politics, I think that is refreshing to a lot of potential voters.
It's three things, Lisa. It's that people are tired of being politically correct. They're really tired. They're kind of angry about it. He does cut through with extreme showmanship. And then there is this tendency to scapegoat. And I've said this every night. People don't understand what scapegoating is. You take somebody and you marginalize and dehumanize them. You can lead a big mob. It's easy to do that, Lisa.
True. You know, Sam, take heart. Donald Trump is the best thing that ever happened to the Democratic Party.
I agree, girl. I agree.
All right, I want to remind everyone what we're talking about here. Here is Trump, his original statement from June 16th. This is when he burst onto the scene. He announced his candidacy, and these were the original statements that got him. Initially, it seemed like it was getting him in trouble, but it brought him to the leadership of the Republican Party. Let's take a listen.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
So Ariva, people immediately forgot that he was talking about illegal immigration and heard it as all Mexicans are bad or all Mexicans are those people, whatever, this sort of scapegoating marginalization. But, you know, we sat here just maybe a week before that in the aftermath of Charleston. We were starting to have this very interesting dialogue about race and how we all work together, and it just vanished overnight. I can't believe it.
But I don't think we should give too much credence to Trump, because the people who are, you know, galvanized by him, they're on the fringes, the most conservative people in the GOP party. Yes, Dr. Drew, when he goes up against Hillary Clinton and the Democrats, he loses hands down. So I don't think we should get too excited about the 24, you know, his rating.
I want to hear from some of my audience, because I know in this group there's a bunch of people. Well, Bernie, I'll get to introduce you in just a second, but I know there are people here that I'm always shocked. People jump up, and people I didn't expect to support Trump jump to the microphone. Here comes somebody that's going to run up here and support Mr. Trump. Let me introduce Ernie first. Ernie White is a civil rights activist. Ernie, what is it that people like about it? No, bring him down. I'll bring this guy down. We'll get you a mic in just a second. But Ernie, go ahead. What is it they're responding to?
Well, I think one of the things you got to look at is most people feel that government's been dumping on them, and I think for the first time they see a guy that appears to be dumping back on the government, telling them to take it and shove it. We're tired of it. And we're tired of it.
I'm sympathetic if that's what this is, because I want the government to leave me alone. What do you say?
I love the fact that he's an anti-PC candidate. I love the fact that he's unfiltered, he's off the cuff, he's real, and I love his economic policies. You know, I mean, he makes money. The Trump brand is known.
I have heard that exact thing from so many people standing in that spot.
Clarify something, fifth grade civics. If he becomes president, it's not his company. He's not. The Congress is not going to be his board of directors.
If you remember Ross Perot, that was
who went down in flames.
Not at first. He really had quite a success. He was how Bill Clinton got elected.
I was going to say that you know there's a very sincere and authentic reason why macro and microeconomics are two separate courses.
Yeah.
Is because a man who is, by the way, who started off in an industry where he inherited a lot of money and power in that industry, was able to kind of perpetuate that wealth. It's a vast difference than the financial landscape of an entire country, especially a country like the United States.
Is that a reasonable criticism?
Well, I was going to say this, though. Why are the politicians so afraid of Donald Trump? All they have to do is come back and say what they want to say. They've been saying it for so many years, and they've said absolutely
you know what? You're exactly right. And as someone who plans on putting an R next to his ballot, you know, in the next presidential election, I think that you're exactly right. And where Scott Walker, where Jeb Bush, and certainly where Chris Christie, who billed himself as this guy who was going to be unfiltered and speak for the everyman, they've made a huge mistake in not firing immediately back and giving Trump some of his own best medicine.
I think they're worried because he has their cell numbers.
Well, and,
Bernie?
I think both parties. I believe both parties need to be a little bit afraid, because if he does not get the Republican nomination, he will be going as an independent, which means he will drag both Republicans and Democrats into that party. It's going to be the people that are tired of being tired. We have been crapped on by both parties. It's time for the people to start standing up and taking these parties back, and we're going to do that.
Yes, ma'am. Audience.
I'm Mexican American, and in my family, I have a lot of family that are Mexican immigrants, and a lot of them are hardworking. They pursue an education under the DREAM Act. A lot of them come here to work really hard. And you know what? The fact that he's saying those negative comments against Mexican Americans and Latinos is going to make Latinos rise up and prove them wrong. That we are underestimated, and I'm tired of this. And Donald Trump has to know that.
Fair enough.
We are better. We are successful.
I certainly agree with that. And the conversation goes on, and later, a woman's special birthday surprise from the boyfriend she had cheated on. Back after this.